There's a button in your Subaru you've never pressed, a function you've never used, a mode you didn't know was in there. 99 owners out of 100 drive the same car for 10 years and never find it. The 1% who do, they never drive without it again. Let's make you one of them. You paid for every single one of these. They came installed at the factory, built into the car, sitting in your driveway right now. No upgrade, no app, no money. But nobody showed you. The salesman was already on to the next customer. The dealer makes nothing telling you. And the owner's manual buries them on page 200 in gray text where nobody ever reads. So here's how this works. 10 functions. We count down from 10 to 1. Some save you money, some save your brakes, some just make the car easier to live with every single day. And number 1, most owners switch it on completely by accident, then think their car's broken. It's not. It's the most useful thing your Subaru does, and almost nobody uses it on purpose. Stay to the end, because the last 3 are the ones people screenshot and send to a friend. Number 10, go grab your keys. You'll want to try this the next time you back out of a parking space. Curb rash on your rims, scraped wheels, that ugly gray scuff every Subaru in the parking lot seems to have. There's a function that ends it, and it's been in your car the whole time. Here's how you find it. Look at your power mirror switch on the driver's door. There's a little dial that points to L or R. Turn it to L, driver's side, or R for the passenger side. Now shift into reverse. Watch the mirror. It tilts down on its own, straight to the curb, so you can see exactly where your wheel is. Shift back out of reverse and it snaps right back to where it was. If yours doesn't do it automatically, it's one toggle away. Go into your settings menu, find mirrors, and turn on reverse link or reverse tilt. 2 seconds, that's it. No more guessing. No more curbed wheels at the gas station pump. The 1% never scrape a rim again, and they spent $0 to get there. Number 9 is the one your foot will thank you for in traffic. Stop and go traffic. A long red light. You're standing on the brake pedal, foot aching, for no reason, because your Subaru can hold it for you. It's called Auto Vehicle Hold. If your Subaru has EyeSight, you have it. Look near your shifter or on the center console for a button marked with an A inside a circle of brackets. Press it once. A green light comes on. That's it. It's armed. Now drive normally. The next time you come to a complete stop, lift your foot off the brake. The car stays put. It won't creep. It won't roll back on a hill. When the light turns green, you just touch the accelerator and it releases. And let's kill a misconception. This is not the same as hill hold, which lets go after a couple of seconds. Auto vehicle hold keeps the brakes locked for as long as you sit there. A 30-second light, a 2-minute train crossing, doesn't matter. Press it once at the start of every drive and your right foot gets to rest. The other 99%, never touch it. Number 8 is the one that actually keeps you safe. Let's kill the biggest myth about your Subaru right now. X mode is not a snow gimmick, and buried inside it is a function most owners never trigger once. If you've got a Forester, Outback, Crosstrek, or Ascent, find the X mode control, a dial or a button on the console, or a tile on your touchscreen. Switch it on at low speed. It retunes your throttle, your all-wheel drive, and your brakes all at once. But here's the part nobody knows about. On a steep downhill, X mode activates hill descent control. The car picks a slow, steady crawl speed and holds it for you, braking each wheel on its own, while you do nothing but steer. Steep gravel driveway, a wet boat ramp, a muddy hill at the campsite. You take your feet off both pedals, point the wheel, and the car walks itself down. No sliding, no riding the brakes until they fade. This is the function that turns a white-knuckle moment into a non-event. Most Subaru owners have an off-road system they've literally never switched on. Number 7 is the one that makes a 4-hour road trip feel like one. You use adaptive cruise. It keeps your distance from the car ahead. Speeds up, slows down. Good. But that's only half of what EyeSight can do. And the other half is the half nobody switches on. It's called the lane centering function. On a 2019 or newer Subaru with EyeSight, look for a steering wheel icon button near your cruise controls. Set your adaptive cruise first, then press it. Now the car actively steers itself to stay centered in the lane, not a nudge when you drift. That's the old lane keep. This holds you dead center and follows gentle highway curves, while your hands rest lightly on the wheel. On a long interstate drive, this is the difference between arriving wiped out and arriving fine. The fatigue just drops away. Now, quick heads up, the next 3 functions are the big ones. These are the ones owners message me about saying, "I've had my Subaru 4 years and never knew." Number 6 is first, and it means you can throw away a piece of plastic you've been clipping to your visor. That clip-on garage remote dangling from your visor? You don't need it. Your Subaru has a garage door opener built right in, and almost nobody programs it. Look at your rear view mirror or the panel above your head. See 2 or 3 little buttons. That's HomeLink. Or on newer models, it's a tile in your touchscreen settings. To program it, hold your existing garage remote right up to the mirror, press and hold its button and the HomeLink button together until the little light blinks fast. Done. Now that button on your mirror opens your garage, your gate, even your house lights if they're set up for it. Why does the 1% bother? Because a built-in button can't be stolen out of an unlocked car to find your house. It works in the cold when a cheap remote's battery dies, and your visor finally looks clean. 5 minutes, one time, and you never hunt for a remote again. Number 5 is for anyone who's ever scraped ice off a frozen wiper. Subaru is a winter brand. So why does almost nobody use the winter functions built into the car? If you've got the cold weather package, you have 2 of them. First, the windshield wiper de-icer. There's a button near your climate controls with a little wiper and heatwave symbol. Press it, and a heating element warms the bottom of the windshield, right where your wiper blades park, and freeze solid overnight. No more peeling frozen rubber off the glass. Second, your rear defroster button does double duty. When you press it to clear the back glass, it also powers the heaters in your side mirrors. Frosted over mirrors clear themselves in under a minute. Most owners scrape, wait, and freeze every single morning all winter, sitting in a car that was built to do it for them. One button before you walk back inside for your coffee, and the car de-ices itself while you wait. Number 4, you'll use literally every time you drive. There's one button on your dash you press wrong every single day. It says Auto. And the way most people use their climate control is slower, louder, and worse. Here's the misconception. People jump in, crank the fan to max, stab the AC, mess with the vents, then turn it all back down when it gets too cold. Constant fiddling. Here's what the 1% do. They set the temperature they want, say 72, press Auto once, and never touch it again. The system takes over completely. It picks the fan speed, decides when to use the AC, chooses which vents, and holds that exact temperature for you. And on a foggy morning, Auto actually defrosts faster because the system quietly runs the AC to pull moisture off the glass without you even noticing. Set it and forget it. The car manages the cabin better than you can by hand. Quieter, faster, steadier. Number 3 is 2 functions in one, and one of them is a quiet security feature. Walk up to your Subaru in a dark driveway. Watch what it does, or what it should do, once you switch this on. In your settings menu, under Vehicle or Keyless, you'll find Welcome Lighting or Approach Lighting. Turn it on. Now, when your key fob gets close, the car lights your path. Mirrors, door handles, the ground by your feet. No more fumbling for the door in the dark. In that same menu is the one I like even more, Auto Folding Mirrors. Set it, and every time you lock the car, both mirrors fold in on their own. Why does that matter? 2 reasons. It's a clear visual signal across a parking lot that the car is actually locked. And folded mirrors don't get clipped by a passing car on a tight street or scraped in a narrow garage. It's the kind of small thing that makes a Subaru feel like it's looking out for you. Number 2 is going to save you a trip to the dealer and the bill that comes with it. That little maintenance light or wrench symbol that pops up and nags you. You do not have to pay the dealer to turn it off. And there's a readout in your car that catches trouble before any warning light shows up at all. First, the reset. After an oil change, turn the key to the on position without starting the engine. Find your trip or info reset button, press and hold it until the maintenance display blinks, and let go. The reminder clears. That's a service desk task you just did in your driveway for free. Second, and this is the one that saves you real money, scroll your driver's information display to the tire pressure screen. On most Subarus, it shows the exact PSI in each individual tire, corner by corner. Don't wait for the low pressure warning light. That light only comes on after a tire is already dangerously low. By scrolling to that screen once a week, you'll see one tire slowly dropping, catch a nail, or a slow leak days early before it strands you or wrecks the tire. The 1% never get surprised by a flat. Now, number 1, the function you've probably already turned on by accident. Here's the one. If your Subaru has a CVT, and almost all of them do now, you can drive it manually. And most owners have switched this on completely by accident, gotten confused, and switched it right back. It's the gear lever. Pull it over to the side, into the gate marked M. Or, if you have them, the paddles behind your steering wheel. Tap them and the CVT holds a fixed step, a gear, instead of doing its usual smooth rubber band thing. The accidental part? People bump that lever into M or brush a paddle, and suddenly the engine is revving and holding. They think the transmission is failing. It's not. It's doing exactly what Subaru designed it to do. And let's kill this myth right now, because it's the big one. Using manual mode does not hurt your CVT. Subaru built it in on purpose. You can't over-rev it. The car won't let you. So why does the 1% actually use it? Engine braking. Picture a long, steep mountain descent. Most people ride the brakes the whole way down, and that is what actually cooks a CVT and warps your rotors. Heat. With no help from the transmission, drop into manual mode, click down a step or two, and the engine itself slows the car. Your brakes stay cool. Your transmission stays happy. You roll down the grade in full control. And on the flat, it gives you instant punch for merging or passing. No waiting for the CVT to figure out what you want. One lever you've been avoiding is the function that protects the single most expensive part of your car. That's number 1. So there it is, 10 functions. You walked in driving the exact same Subaru as everyone on your street. You're walking out driving a different car. Same metal, same badge, but you know what it can actually do. Quick recap of the 3 that matter most. X mode will walk you down a hill so you never ride your brakes off a wet ramp again. Lane centering turns a long highway drag into an easy cruise. And manual mode, number 1, protects your CVT and your brakes on every descent for the rest of the time you own this car. Now I want to hear from you. Be honest in the comments. What number were you on when you realized you'd never once used it? Number 9? Number 1, drop the number. I read them, and the answers tell me exactly which one to go deeper on next. Because here's the thing. These 10 were hiding in plain sight, buttons and menus you look at every day. But your Subaru also shipped with a set of factory default settings that are quietly costing you fuel and brake life right now, and you never agreed to a single one of them. That's the next video. There are 5 of them. Number 2 on that list is switched on by default on almost every Subaru built after 2018. And turning it off is the closest thing to a free upgrade your car has. Go try a few of these today. Start with number 10 the next time you back out of the driveway, then work your way up. And when someone in the parking lot asks how you knew your Subaru could do that, you don't have to tell them you're in the 1% now. Just smile and let them wonder.